Tonight, students rallied to show support for the presidential election. NIU is remembering the life of David Bogenberger after his death last week. And in the wake of his death, the Pi Kappa Alpha House is no longer. NTC News Tonight starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight. The death of an NIU student has the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity under investigation. Good evening. I'm George Rodas. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Kiara Herring. NIU student David Bogenberger was found dead last week at the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity house. In light of Bogenberger's death, the house is closed down while the death is being investigated. Bogenberger was found dead inside of the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity house on Friday morning. The autopsy couldn't tell police how the student died, so they're waiting on the toxicology report. If the fraternity is suspected in any wrongdoing, the university has the right to revoke its charter. The Greek letters in front of the fraternity house located on Greek Row were taken down after the chapter was suspended for its participation in the investigation.
Now, we do have some breaking news in this story. The university has just informed us that they have informed the Pikes that they've been suspended. The fraternity is suspended. The status of the fraternity as a student organization has also been revoked for the duration of the investigation, which means they are not allowed to function as a student organization on or off campus. And again, this is for the duration of the investigation. Now, NIU is holding a vigil for Bogenberger, remembering his life. The vigil is being held in the Carl Sandburg Auditorium this afternoon. And as we mentioned, he was found dead at the Pi Kappa Alpha frat house Friday morning. Evidence suggests that alcohol may have been the factor leading to his death.
Based on some of the limited information that we have, that we do think alcohol was present. But again, we don't know the circumstances yet. So right now, that's what we're working to try to, with both law enforcement and organizations, agencies within the university, to determine, what are the circumstances surrounding this young man's death.
Toxicology reports so they can determine an exact cause of death.
DeKalb County is cracking down on students missing class. Students are now only allowed 9 unexcused absences before being considered a chronic truant. If interventions by social services don't work, students could face legal action. Now, student fines could be up to $100 per day missed, or they could temporarily lose their driver's license. Now, parents can be charged with a Class C misdemeanor with fines of up to $500 or a month in jail.
If you're used to catching the bus for classes, you may need to check the bus schedules. Delays could start as early as this semester. Possible changes include higher fares for non-NIU students as well, and longer wait times due to fewer buses running every hour. The Student Association says they may need to make a $70,000 budget cut to the Husky bus system because of a drop in enrollment. The plan is not final and may be changed if more money becomes available. Well, the votes are final and a decision has been made. President Barack Obama will retake his spot in the White House after winning last night's election.
Yes, President Obama gathered in front of thousands of supporters in Chicago last night to give his acceptance speech.
We are greater than the sum of our individual ambitions, and we remain more than a collection of red states and blue states. We are and forever will be the United States of America.
Now, most analysts said that the excitement of young voters wouldn't be the same as the first time President Obama was elected.
But as NTC reporter Torian Small explains, the excitement has actually grown from students here at NIU.
One reason for the increase is the rise in student interest in politics. Many students you see here arrived at tonight's watch party early, and many more were waiting in line to get in, all hoping to be a part of another politically historic night.
Just like in the 60s, when there was something to rally behind, there was a lot of young people involved in it. So I think it's going to be a trend that when things that they can rally around, young people are going to get involved, and when it's not, they're going to go back down.
Across town, another election watch party co-hosted by NIU's college Republicans saw some students in addition to candidates running for local offices. Some students from the organization were also involved with campaigning for local politicians.
Kelsey with NIU Republican Party was helping out him and some of the other guys. I don't know, he was the only one I really met, but we appreciated their support and their help.
Politics starts at the local level. You can't just vote for the president. He needs to have...
And Monday night, as a last effort to energize the voting community, members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated held a rally in MLK Commons in support of President Obama. This event was also used as a last-minute campaigning effort by local candidates.
He told me that there's a rally here, so I came over to see who was here, and I want to tell everybody that you have to vote for President Obama, but all the Democrats and all the races going down to the city council or the county board levels.
According to the county clerk's office, almost 6,000 voters between the ages of 18 and 25 registered back in 2008's election. And this year's election, almost 8,500 voters in that same age bracket registered. And these numbers are definitely reflected in this event's attendance. Torian Small, NTC News Tonight.
Thank you, Torian. Well, if you tuned in to Vote 2012 last night, you know we threw a lot of numbers at you.
Yes.
But today we're going to recap some of those, so let's take a look at the numbers. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the U.S. House of Representatives, the 14th District, the city of Sycamore, the easternmost part of DeKalb. The city of DeKalb resides in that. It looks like Randy Holtgren, the incumbent Republican candidate, will remain that district's representative. And in the 16th, which is most of the city of DeKalb and the city's west of DeKalb, rather, Adam Kinzinger, a new representative, voted in the 16th. He beat Wanda Rawl pretty easily.
All right, now let's take it over to the issue. Voters were asked if Illinois voters rejected a proposed Illinois amendment that would have made it more difficult to expand public employee retirement benefits. The amendment would have required a 3/5 vote instead of a simple majority by any pension increase. But even though a majority voted in favor for the change, it takes a 3/5 supermajority to amend the state constitution. To the state house race, the numbers show Republican Tom Demmer wins in the 90th district, beating out his Democratic challenger Thomas Boken by more than 10,000 votes.
To the 23rd Circuit Court judge, incumbent Ron Metakaitis will stay in office. He beat Republican candidate Bill Brady. Remember, Metakaitis was the county's former state's attorney, that position currently held by Clay Campbell, who loses last night to Richard Schmack. There's been a lot of criticism. Campbell's been facing a lot of criticism for the way he's handled a few cases recently, and it looks as though that was enough to send him out of the door. Schmack wins with 19,876 votes.
All right, now let's go to the regional superintendent's race. It looks like Amanda Christensen won with over 20,000 votes. And here in the next, the question, should the city clerk be appointed? And the people voted, they said no with over 9,000 votes.
Yeah, it's a pretty big victory there. They want to be able to elect that person in. To the county board, 2nd district. Remember, folks, for these races, the top 2 vote getters win, and it seems as though in the 2nd district, Russell Deverell and John Emerson will be in office. In the 3rd district, Kenneth Anderson and Mark Petrowski Jr. They'll win there.
Let's go to the 4th district. It looks like Anthony Speck and Anita Jo Turner will be for that. In the 5th district, it looks like Derek Tyson and Stephen Reed.
Stephen Reed's 8th district, Julia Fullerton and Mark Johnson are the winners there. And in the 9th district, it looks like Fossey and Stoddard. Paul Stoddard, he's a professor here at the university. They will be the county board members in the 9th district.
They will. For the 10th district, it looks like Frank Obarski and James R. McMurdo.
No, it's actually Jeff Whelan by the numbers there. He wins along with Frank Obarski. McMurdo is the odd man out. And then the 12th district, the winners there are John Frieders and Jeff Metzger. they are Republicans. They both win there. The city of Sandwich. This is another issue here. The Sandwich Public Library District asking for voters to approve a. Actually,
no, for the the open burning. Right. This means whether the city should be allowed. Well, residents of the city should be allowed to burn leaves and grass and things in their open areas on their lawns. Obviously, shown by the numbers, by more than 700 votes, they do want to allow that.
They want to allow that.
They want to allow that.
Staying with the city of Sandwich, on the issue of the Sandwich Public Library District, asking voters to approve a $3.4 million in bonds to build a new facility in that town. Voters said, and overwhelmingly by about 1,000 votes there, yes, they will. They approve the bond, which means they can expect they can expect a property tax increase in order to pay back those bonds for that facility that they'll be building there. Now, on the issue of the Somonauk tax levy, voters there voted no, which means they will not raise property taxes to help fund the schools in District 432.
A final issue in all three towns asks whether voters should decide whether the county or the city should have the authority to arrange whether the supply of electricity for residential and commercial customers for those who haven't opted out of the program. Now, it looks like the city of Somonauk voted yes. The city of Hinckley voted no. No, the city of Hinckley voted yes, and the city of Sandwich voted no. As you can see the numbers.
Yeah, right there. It looks like Sandwich voted no, and it seems to be
a pretty big jump, though, by over 300 votes.
Yeah. Now, all the election madness is over. That wraps up our look at Vote 2012.
It was a pretty foggy day. It was kind of spooky driving in this morning. I mean, is there going to be any more fog? Do I need to be scared?
All right, well, guys, I mean, with all the election yesterday, today's like, relaxing day with the fog. Unfortunately, guys, tonight, though, again, we're going to see that fog carry over into the morning.
Nicole?
So when you're driving in the morning, just be careful. But hey, looks like that's the only day we're going to see fog again. But hey, tomorrow, though, temperatures are going to warm up. High near 52 degrees in DeKalb. Low 50s across the rest of the area, sunny skies, so definitely go out and enjoy it. It's looking nice. For more on your warm-up weekend, stick with us. We'll be right back.
Did you say warm-up?
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
In Illinois, visit knowhowtogoillinois.org.
Welcome back. We had a pretty foggy start this morning, but we started off with a low of 40 degrees and we only rose up by 4 degrees. That's 8 degrees above our normal for this time of year. Now, looking at our radar, nothing much in our area right now. Fortunately, the east is having some storms and rain again, but hey, for us, we have this nice high sitting in our area. It's going to expand a little more, bringing those winds out of the south and definitely bringing us warmer weather by Friday going into the weekend. Now, tonight, there's that dense fog that's definitely going to carry over into tomorrow morning, but then we'll clear up sometime after 9 a.m., bringing us some mostly sunny weather and a high near 52 degrees. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, winds coming out of the south, so bringing us a little bit warmer temperatures. Now, looking at our 5-day forecast, As we go Thursday into Saturday, temperatures will start to warm up. Now, as we start our work week into Monday, only a low of 39 degrees. We have a cold front possibly moving in on Sunday, dropping those temperatures down. So definitely go enjoy the weekend while you have the warm weather. That's all for weather. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Nicole.
Well, an ex-police officer is found dead in his jail cell.
And a first-time voter isn't letting an unborn baby stop her from voting. These are today's State Lines.
A former suburban Chicago police officer facing federal extortion charges has apparently killed himself. Ex-Willow Springs officer Gary Engel was found hanged in his McHenry County jail cell. He's one of 2 former police officers charged with plotting to abduct and dismember a businessman they believed had a lot of cash.
A pregnant suburban Chicago woman didn't let being in labor stop her from voting in her first presidential election. Cook County Clerk David Orr reports that 21-year-old Galciela Malone had her water broke, and her contractions were about 5 minutes apart. But Orr says she stopped quickly to drop her vote off on her way to the hospital. Orr says he takes his hat off to Malone and wishes that all voters had just as much as determination as she did to cast her ballot.
Caterpillar says some factories in the U.S. and abroad will be shutting down for a week or 2 next year. It's because of a slowdown in demand for mining and construction equipment, and a spokesperson says some locations could also move to 4-day work weeks. Last month, the company cut its 2012 forecast for the 2nd time already this year.
Charges of animal hoarding have been filed against an Aurora man whose home was filled with more than 450 birds. 57-year-old David Scabertis, has been ordered to appear in court next month. Authorities say Scabertis' home contained mounds of garbage, bird feces, and bird seeds. The state of Washington legalizes marijuana.
And another vote is being passed in a few states for same-sex marriage. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
Washington has become the first state to legalize the recreational use of marijuana. Supporters of Initiative 502 cheered after the election results last night. Now, the new law proposes a steep tax of about 40% on the drug. Lawmakers say it'll take about a year to get the new tax system going, but in the meantime, starting December 6th, it'll be legal for anyone over the age of 21 to possess an ounce or less of marijuana. But please be aware the state law clashes with federal laws.
Voters in Maine, Maryland, and Washington state approved measures legalizing same-sex marriage. But 38 states have passed bans on same-sex marriage, mostly by amending their constitutions to define marriage as a union between a man and a woman.
You've probably seen them online. The pictures people have taken inside of polling stations and folks posing with their ballots. Now, technically, that's illegal, but most states prohibit cameras inside of polling places and don't allow one to share their ballots. But experts say prosecution is highly unlikely.
Another storm is headed in the direction of the people ravaged by Hurricane Sandy last week. Residents are flocking to home improvement stores to stock up on supplies. Shovels, salt, and gas cans were among the most coveted items on store shelves. At this particular store in New Jersey, some generators are already sold out. And that's today's World Watch.
Well, there was certainly plenty to watch last night game-wise if you weren't interested in the election.
That's right. It's time for NTC Sports. Megan safely joins us now to let us know what we missed.
Well, there's been so much talk about election in this broadcast that we're doing today, so I thought I'd lighten it up a little bit and share some of the games that we had going on last night.
Please.
So we're going to take it out, well, here. The NIU women's basketball team had a game against Indiana Wesleyan on Monday. A defensive first half in which both teams shot under 30% from the field left NIU with a 20-17 lead. but the Huskies picked up their rhythm on offense in the second half and kept hounding IWU's shooters. NIU would win the game, of course, 45-42. The Huskies go on to face Iowa and Iowa City this Friday at 5:30. Chicago had a home game last night, so we're going to take it out to the United Center now. We see Nate Robinson here as he's rising and he hits his jumper. Chicago's Luol Deng comes off the screen here and knocks down a jumper as well. Joakim Noah drains his jumper to cap a 15-2 Chicago run. So impressive. Noah would finish the game with 20 points. Aaron Aflalo buries a 3 in the corner here. Chicago would win this game 99-93. Taking it out to Oklahoma now, we've got Kevin Durant as he barrels down the lane and finishes with a huge slam. Toronto's Jonas Valanciunas gets in the lane, but teammate Kyle Lowry rolls on his ankle in this play. Lowry did not return. Russell Westbrook here finds Serge Ibaka in transition with the alley-oop for the slam. Ibaka would finish the game with 17 points. Thunder won the game 108-88. Flying out to Denver now, where they played Detroit on the court, Ty Lawson drops the ball to Kenneth Farid for a big throwdown on the basket. Detroit's Greg Monroe takes the pass as he rolls down the lane for an easy layup. Denver's Andre Miller floats the alley-oop to JaVale McGee to the alley-oop slam. Nuggets won this game 109-97. And defensive lineman Ken Bishop of the NIU Huskies football team was named MAC West Division Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations, Ken, and keep up the good work. And now for our play of the day, where we are going to take it back out to Oklahoma and see what Kevin Durant has going on for us right now. He's barreling down the lane here, and he finishes with a huge, huge slam. And then we get another angle, still looks just as amazing. Durant finished this game with 15 points, but that effort was just enough for our play of the day. Oh my gosh, guys, with so many slams on the hoop, I'm going to have hooplash.
Hooplash.
Thanks, Megan. Well, coming up, how this robot is defeating its creator.
We'll explain later.
Yeah, you're confused? Believe me, we'll explain.
I'm in the Honors Program here at NIU. The Honors House is a place where honors students can live together. I lived in the Honors House as a freshman, so I got to meet people right off the bat. I was with students who were in the same kinds of classes as me. So living in the Honors House just meant I had that group to start off with. Living with other honors students made all the difference in my experience, so why go anywhere else?
Northern Illinois University, learning today,
leading tomorrow.
You know, when it comes to playing table tennis, the Chinese rule.
Yeah, but now it seems the Chinese have invented a way to beat themselves at their own game.
Check this out, folks. Robots. This one can hold its own at ping pong. Its table tennis skills are on display at the China International Industry Fair in Shanghai. The fair runs through Saturday. Also on display, a robot that makes computer mice. It's being hailed as 4 times as efficient than a pair of human hands. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, just never ceases to amaze me.
I could probably beat it if I tried. It's just a robot. Come on. All right, whatever. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back the same time tomorrow, and thanks very much for watching.
Good night, everyone.